Wow, thank you so much for your incredibly generous donations. It's unreal. I mean, I felt anxious setting this up in the first place, but I actually feel 10 times more anxious now that I can see the donations there. And on reflection, I've realized that whenever I have a large emotional response, it serves as a notification that I feel that one of my core values is at risk. And in this case, I think it's the fairness. My number one value is fairness. And I guess seeing these contributions coming in is getting me anxious over returning the value and making sure that I provide fairness in what I return to you guys. And it's a good anxious actually because it makes me feel even more driven and committed to delivering the impact. And as I see the money increasing, it's making me want to think bigger because the bigger the input, the bigger the output required. And so yeah, it's anxiety inducing, but in a good way. So thank you so much, so much for that. Um, in case it's not clear, I should let you know that this world record is not something that I'm looking forward to at all. In fact, it's everything that I dislike, um, and for good reason. So for me, it's going to be insanely repetitive. It's going to require significant physical energy. And I both hate routine and I absolutely have a massive aversion to exercise. I have tried to start exercising for this before COVID hit. I tried numerous times and felt like I was making good progress, and then I would give up again. And I can't find my groove with it. In fact, it's probably the single biggest challenge that I have is trying to get overcome and find a way to self incentivize this whole exercise capability. So the other thing is that I have a history of not completing the last 20% of anything, and the way that I've made that work in my career is that I hand off to other teams for the last 20%. And for this, there's no option than to do the whole thing. And I think part of that talks to the fact that I'm averse to routine and I get bored quickly. So there's that too. And then finally, there's the exhaustion that I have with the extroversion mask that I wear, which might come as a surprise to some of you, but I am hugely introverted. I really don't like big crowds. I feel really self conscious being out walking around places. I don't like it if anybody looks at me, and I tend to just keep my eyes down and move forward. And you might notice that in social environments where there's a lot of people, I'll drink. And I drink in order to try to calm those or numb that anxiety that I have amongst large groups of people. And I need to have time alone to recover from those environments. And it's not that I don't enjoy them. I certainly love the company of other people, but I much prefer smaller groups of people. Um, and so yeah, so I guess the potential of this world record in creating uh, that people might start recognizing me absolutely scares the shit out of me. I don't want to be a face that's recognized. Um, but I also recognize the power. It's kind of a deep conflict between wanting to create a big effect, as big effect as I possibly can, and positivity, putting positivity back in people's minds. Um, and I think we're hugely social creatures, and that can't happen without a face. Um, and you know, and seeing humanity, and so there is a massive contradiction in there too. But this is exactly why I'm doing this world record, because I'm directly challenging everything that I have an aversion to. Oh, excuse me. Um, Everything that I'm deeply uncomfortable about. Because I believe that through the greatest challenge you learn the most, and it gives you great insights. And with my analytical mind, I'll break that down, and I'll work out how to simplify some of those insights and to share that with others, with the intent of helping them overcome self-limiting beliefs, to be able to stand strong and conquer their dreams. Even though that sounds a bit wanky, it's absolutely a possibility. And actually, yesterday I did a talk for a large insurance company, and that was in exchange for donations, which is what triggered me to finally give in to the suggestion of setting up a GoFundMe page. Much to my anxious self kicking in, but I did it. And today I received some very validating feedback, that the intent behind this is absolutely achievable. This is just one person's feedback, um, but it's a good signal to say that what if we could amplify this and get more people to find their own self-belief. So I'd just read it to you, just so you can hear in their words what they felt the message was. So the strong message I got from Jen's presentation was that the sky's the limit, no pun intended. You can achieve anything as long as you create positive thoughts and believe in yourself. Prepare to challenge your imposter syndrome thoughts and ensure you have the right backers in your corner, no matter how many times you fail. I feel empowered and driven after Jen's fireside chat, and a friendly reminder that when we learned how to walk, we fell multiple times, but walk confidently now. And, you know, it kind of summarizes everything about why for me. To see hope and self-belief in others is the single biggest thing that brings me joy, particularly when you can see that moment from doubt to belief. And there's something that changes in the eyes when that happens, and just the whole being, the sense, it's just hugely infectious and heartwarming. And I certainly feel that even watching TV programs, I see where there's hope, and I break down in tears essentially, but blubbering mess. But that's, you know, if there's a way to bring more of that to the world, then this is absolutely what you guys through your donations are helping me, us achieve. So thank you so much. I'm really massively grateful.